What just happened in the WNBA nobody was ready for? A top-tier defender, a player who could have just stayed and gotten paid, just walked away for less money. But why? What does she know that we don't? And Angel Reese? She's not taking this lightly. Chicago is crumbling, Indiana is stacking talent, and the power balance of the league, it might be shifting right before our eyes. Is this just a bold move or the beginning of a WNBA takeover? Because if this is what it looks like, the rest of the league is in trouble. When the WNBA offseason kicked off, nobody saw this coming. Turner wasn't just expected to stay in Chicago, she was a core piece of their defense. Then, from out of nowhere, she was gone. Not only did she leave, but she bolted to Indiana like it was the last lifeboat off a sinking ship. And here's the part that's making waves. She took a pay cut to do it. Turner isn't just another role player. She's a two-time WNBA All-Defensive First-Team selection, a shot-blocking force, and finished in the top 4 for Defensive Player of the Year voting twice. Players like that don't just walk unless something bigger is calling them. So what pulled her to Indiana? The answer is simple. Indiana isn't just stacking players, they're building a monster. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Natasha Howard, this roster is looking scary. Turner saw what was happening and wasted no time making her move. And here's the wildest part. Indiana pulled this off without overpaying. That's not just good business, that's a front office running laps around the competition. But this isn't just about Turner. This move screams one thing. Indiana isn't here just to make the playoffs, they're coming for a championship. This signing isn't just an upgrade, it's a statement. And the rest of the league? Yep, they heard it loud and clear. So now the real question is, was this just a smart pickup, or is Indiana actually building something historic? Because if they keep making moves like this, they aren't just going to be good, they might be even unstoppable. The Indiana Fever aren't just rebuilding, they're taking over. We've seen this play out in the NBA before. Find a generational talent, surround them with the right pieces, and turn a struggling franchise into a powerhouse. The Warriors did it with Steph Curry, the Bucks did it with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and now Indiana is running the same playbook with Caitlin Clark. This isn't just competing, it's a full-on takeover. Indiana already had Aaliyah Boston, a dominant force in the paint who locked down the rim and controlled the boards. Kelsey Mitchell was already there, a pure scorer who could light it up from anywhere. That alone was a solid foundation. But instead of coasting, the Fever went all in. They added Natasha Howard, a veteran with championship experience and elite defensive skills, and then they made the move that shook the league, bringing in Brianna Turner, one of the best defenders in the WNBA. Turner's presence changes everything. She's not just good, she's elite. Two-time WNBA All-Defensive First Team, top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting multiple times, a shot-blocking menace who makes players second-guess driving to the hoop. Now, with her and Boston locking down the front court, that's a defensive nightmare for every team in the league. But this isn't about stacking talent, it's about building a squad that fits. Turner's defense balances Clark's offensive explosion. Howard brings toughness and leadership. Mitchell spaces the floor with the deadly shooting. Boston holds down the paint. Every move Indiana has made isn't random, it's calculated. And while other teams are still figuring things out, the Fever's front office is 3 steps ahead. This isn't just about making the playoffs. Indiana is setting up for something much bigger. The way they're moving, a championship run might not be that far away. If you've been on social media lately, you already know Angel Reese is not vibing with what's happening in Indiana. It's one thing to see a rival team make moves, but watching players sprint toward the Fever like they're the hottest ticket in the league? Yeah, that one stinks. Reese has been tweeting, posting, and making sure everyone knows she sees the madness unfolding. And honestly, who can blame her? Just a year ago, she was hyped as the future of the WNBA, the one who could put Chicago back on the map. But instead of watching her team rise, she's watching it crumble and fast. Let's look at what's left in Chicago. Marina Mabrey, gone. Kennedy Carter, gone. Diamond DeShields, gone. That's 3 key players out the door, while Indiana is out here stacking talent like it's a my career build. And here's the thing, Reese is one of the most competitive players in the game. She's never been the type to fold under pressure, but now she's watching Indiana take over while Chicago tries to figure out what's next. The frustration is showing and fans are feeling it too. But at the end of the day, basketball isn't won on Twitter, it's won on the court. Reese can tweet all she wants, but now it's about proving she can still be that franchise player. Can she take this frustration and turn it into fuel? Because right now, all eyes are shifting to Indiana. The Fever are making power moves while the rest of the league is scrambling to keep up. So now, the real question is this the year Indiana finally runs the WNBA? And if so, who's actually gonna stop them? Let's get straight to it. Are the Indiana Fever legit championship contenders? Because this team isn't just better than last year, they're flat out terrifying. Caitlin Clark isn't just another elite player, she's a walking cheat code, man. Defenders have to pick their position. Play her too tight, she'll drive past you. Give her space, she'll pull up from another zip code. But here's what makes this even wilder. Indiana didn't just load up on offense, they built a complete squad. Aaliyah Boston, a defensive wall. She shuts down the paint and owns the boards. Natasha Howard, a veteran leader who knows how to win when it matters. Kelsey Mitchell, a scoring machine, baby. And now, Brianna Turner, an elite defender and shot-blocking nightmare who fits perfectly next to Boston. Now let's talk game plan. If a team tries to double Clark, that leaves Mitchell and Howard wide open. Bad move. Try to stop the shooters? Now you've got to deal with Boston and Turner dominating inside. The Fever don't just have talent, they have balance, and that's what turns a good team into a true contender. The best part? These pieces fit together perfectly. It's not just about collecting stars, it's about building a squad where every piece makes sense. Clark spaces the floor, Boston and Turner lock down the paint, Howard brings leadership, Mitchell adds firepower. No matter how teams try to guard them, Indiana has an answer. So back to the big question, is this the year Indiana takes over? If everything clicks, they might not just be good, they might be unstoppable. Indiana isn't just building a team, they're building a problem for every other team in the WNBA. But this isn't just about what's happening on the court, because as the Fever rises, the entire balance of power in the WNBA is shifting. So the real question is the rest of the league ready for what's coming next? The WNBA isn't just changing, it's already changed. And right at the center of it, the Indiana Fever. For years, Indiana was overlooked and treated as a non-factor in the league, but that era is done. This team isn't just here to compete, they're here to dominate. And if you're still doubting, just give it time. Because with the moves that they're making, the Fever aren't just built for this season, they're built to run the league for years. Now let's talk about the other side of the shift. While Indiana is leveling up, the Chicago Sky? Yeah, they're in freefall. Angel Reese was supposed to be the future, the face of their rebuild, but now it's looking more and more like Indiana is both the present and the future. Reese entered the league expecting to lead a rising squad, but instead, she's watching teammates walk out the door while the Fever keeps stacking talent. And here's the craziest part. Indiana isn't even done. They've got momentum, a front office that actually knows what they're doing, and a roster that just makes sense. If they keep making the right moves, this isn't just about a good season, this could be the start of the next WNBA dynasty. So now, the real question starts. Is Indiana officially the new powerhouse of the WNBA? Can anyone stop them? And more importantly, what does this mean for the rest of the league? Because if other teams don't figure it out fast, they'll be playing catch-up for a long time. And now, I want to hear from you guys. Is Indiana officially a super team with Caitlin Clark leading the charge? Can they actually win it all? Or is the hype getting out of control? And what about Angel Reese? Is her reaction justified, or is she taking it too far? This debate is just getting started, so hit the comment section and let's talk about it. And if you want to stay locked in on everything happening in the WNBA, make sure to hit that subscribe button because this season, it's about to be wild. But speaking of wild, Nike just made a massive decision about Caitlin Clark's latest commercial. Why are they refilming it? What went wrong? And what does this mean for Caitlin's brand moving forward? Click here to find out.